Hello my fellow pygmies, this is Hazard with TrueGamerscore.com. Today we will be playing Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy as part of our retro gaming video line. Now we will be doing this on the HD collection, I hope you guys do not mind. Nonetheless, it is the game. The only thing that has been changed is the graphics to my knowledge. And I've been looking forward to recording this game in particular, as well as Halo 2, which I have done for you guys, and there will still be more of that to come. Now this video will be in parts, and most likely, as a long-term plan, I will be recording the entire game, but I will be releasing them in parts. So this is part 1. It has been an easy 10 years since I have seen this screen. Gonna do a new game. Alrighty then.
I have spent my life searching for the answers that my father and my father's fathers failed to find. Who were the Precursors? Why did they create the vast monoliths that litter our planet? How did they harness Eco, the life energy of the world? What was their purpose? And why did they vanish? I have asked the plants, but they do not remember. The plants have asked the rocks, but the rocks do not recall. Even the rocks do not recall. Every bone in my body tells me that the answers rest on the shoulders of a young boy. Oblivious to his destiny, uninterested in the search for truth, and rejecting of my guidance. And why would he want to listen to old Samus the Sage anyway? I'm only the master of Green Eco, one of the wisest men on the planet. So it seems the answer begins not with careful research or sensible thinking. Nay, as with many of fate's mysteries, it begins with but a small act of disobedience.
Hey! Jak, old green stuff told us not to come here.
Continue your search for artifacts in Eco. If the locals possess precursor items, you know what to do.
Deal harshly with anybody who strays from the village. We will attack it in due time.
What are we doing here anyway, Jak? This place gives me the creeps. Huh? Oh, stupid precursor junk. Eek! What is that dark ooze? It sure don't look friendly. The sage yaps on about the precursors that built this place all the time. Where did they go? Why did they build this crud? Now, I like precursor orbs and power cells as much as the next guy. But if you ask me, they must have been real losers. Wow! How did you do that? I think we're in trouble! Man, that stung! I told you we shouldn't have come here, and you listened! What? Okay, I'm fine.
What in green tarnation do you two want?
They was, I was...
Don't tell me! Instead of heeding my wisdom, the two of you went mucking around in the only place that I told you not to go! Misty Island!
That's right, and then...
And, Daxter, you finally took a much-needed bath, but in a bathtub filled with dark eco.
Look, old man, are you gonna keep yapping, or are you gonna help me out of this mess?
I'm gonna keep yapping, because in my professional opinion, the change is an improvement. And besides, I couldn't help you if I wanted to.
What?
There's only one person who has studied Dark Eco long enough to have a chance at returning you to your previous form. Carl Acheron, the Sage. But he lives far to the north. Far, far to the north. Nobody has spoken to him in ages. I would teleport you there, but I can't do that either. None of the three sages that maintain the other teleporter gates have seen fit to turn their ends on for quite a while. The only other way north is by foot through the Fire Canyon, but its volcanic soil is hot enough to melt precursor metal. You can't just walk through it.
But you could fly over it if you had a zoomer equipped with a heat shield. I just happen to be working on such a thing at this very moment. All I would need is 20 power cells to give it enough energy to withstand the canyon's heat. Isn't that right, Daddy?
Yes, Kira, that might work. But where are a boy and a half going to get 20 power cells?
From the villagers. Most of them have a power cell or two stashed away somewhere. And even if they aren't willing to just give them away, greasing their palms with a few precursor orbs should do the trick. And I bet there are even more of them out in the wilds just waiting for some brave adventurer to find.
Well, we've got the brave adventurer at least.
Brave adventurer? You two couldn't find your way out of the village without training. Before you do anything else, you better go through the warp gate and get some practice on Geyser Rock.
We won't find any more of that dark gooey eco stuff, will we? Cause I'd hate to fall in again and turn into you.
Get in there before I turn you both into ferns.
That was a long couple of cutscenes. Looks like we might not have too much gameplay in this video, but like I said, there will be more. Samos does not play.
Collect enough of them, and some of the villagers will give you a power cell in exchange.
Oh, it's been too long. Now, I'm not entirely sure if they actually redid the game itself as far as graphics go, or if they just put it in HD. Because a lot of games they've actually, you know, they just re-release them in HD, and others will actually enhance them, such as a Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary. But by the looks of things, this is just in 1080p, which I don't mind.
You'll want to hit things with a greater force. To break one of these boxes, you should jump in the air and then dive down onto it, hands first. That's Blue Eco, which contains the energy of motion. Blue Eco allows you to run fast, break boxes, and even activate some precursor artifacts when you get near them.
This is such a great franchise. I regret not playing some of the more recent releases. I haven't had possession of a PSP, so haven't been able to play the Daxter game. And if I'm not mistaken, there were one or two more released on the PSP as well. But from what I've played of this game, Jak 2 and Jak 3 is a very, very awesome franchise. And it'll always be in my top 10, I believe, as far as my favorite game franchises.
Power cell. I'll bet bet if you collect all 7 in each area, you can find even more power cells.
Notice how each blue eco cluster
I almost remember the controls exactly as they were.
power.
Guess some things you'd never forget, right?
This is a precursor door. It can only be opened by approaching the door while channeling blue eco through your body.
Yep.
That's a blue eco vent. More concentrated than the floating clusters. This vent will give you a full charge of blue eco, letting you use it for the maximum time.
Good work. The blue eco caused the door to open.
I'm almost giddy getting to play this again.
Breathe energy into all.
I'll see if in the future I can play the rest of the games as well. Because it wouldn't feel right just to play one game of such a great franchise, you know? Would really like to show parts from the other games as well. Even if it's just, you know, a couple of videos and not the entire game.
Those little green balls of energy on the ground are a type of eco. Pick up 50 small green ecos or one big green one to increase your health. You can jump once, then jump again in the air to reach even higher ledges.
And here we go. Oh, it's a menu. So much for that being all badass.
Good training, boys, but that's nothing compared to the challenges that lie ahead.
Then no problem. We got the moves, eh, Jack? We'd love to stay and chat, Big Green, but we're, itching to get on with our adventures.
Fine, fine. Adventure away, then. And while you're out adventuring, why don't you make yourself useful? My darn green eco-collectors are clogged up again. Head out to the far side of the beach and clear them out, why don't you? Follow the lamps. They'll take you right there. Now, all of you, get out of here!
For those who may be hearing impaired, I will see if I can cut subtitles on, which I will use for the rest of the video, so I apologize for not cutting it on sooner. I don't think I can, though. No, I cannot, apparently. That is a bummer.
Hey, baby. What do you say you and I go cruising on this A-Grav Zoomer?
Rule number 1, I don't date animals.
Ah, you don't know what you're missing.
Listen, if you need something to keep you busy, my father always talked about an ancient precursor pipeline hidden deep underground. Some of these pipes end in vents from which eco flows freely, and some have been capped off so that the eco is sealed back. There must be a way to turn the capped vents on. I traced part of the pipeline back to the Forbidden Temple. Maybe you should look there for some type of switch.
Go in there. Okay, that scared me for a second. For those who do not know, it's not a game where if you go in the water you die, but bad things can happen if you're far enough out, and this looks far enough out. I might actually, you know what, I'll give you guys a demonstration. That was not far enough out. However, just watch. That is what happens. That is it. That is called a lurker shark, and they do not play. They will eat you. As you just saw.
Hey! It looks like scout flies are always in red boxes.
I think it does.
Oh, don't tell me that you two have problems as well. The first I hear of monster sightings near the village, and now this. See those gears up there, boys? See them? See how they're not moving? That means our village has no power. The eco beam coming from the jungle temple has been interrupted. And boys, everyone's too frightened to go out and find out what's happened.
Did you pay the bill?
Yeah. Oh, you're funny. Now look, if you two fix the eco beam, I'll give you a power cell. Oh, and another thing, if by any chance you're interested in making a contribution to my re-election campaign, I might be willing to part with yet another power cell. The minimum contribution is a very modest 90 precursor orbs.
This old man is bribing this, what, 15-year-old kid? Some people.
Well, hello there, my dear boy. You've caught me at a most inopportune moment. I was to set off on my journeys yesterday, but I seem to be a spot short on the old precursor orbs. I would have pledged my word that I had 90 of them, but I gather that your young friend, the little annoying, miserably ugly one, might have just pilfered them as a sort of a spot of fun. Anyway, would you be kind enough to loan your dear old uncle 90 precursor orbs so he can get underway? I would offer you a power cell in return.
Well, more trades to do, which is pretty cool that they added that in. I think purchase the more important currency in the game.
Oh my, what a horribly sick little bird.
You don't look so good yourself, lady.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were a spotted orange-bellied rain friend. You know, yesterday I saw some terribly vicious creatures capture a mother flut-flut near the beach. Now there's this poor little orphan egg sitting in a nest at the top of the cliff, and I can't get to it. If you could climb up there and push it off, I've piled some hay down at the base to catch it safely. Do an old lady a favor, and I'll give you a power cell.
Well, that's actually about all the time I have for this video. I will be recording another one immediately though, however, so actually, hold on, hold that thought. Hold that thought.
Hey! Little furry dude! Oh, I thought for a moment you were my muse.
Your what?
Haven't you ever seen a muse before? It's a little glowing squirrel about your size, full of spunk, and crazy as a lark.
Oh, I get it. Like a sidekick.
As a matter of fact, without my muse, I just can't sculpt. But with her around, I see beauty in everything, you know? Right now, I couldn't chisel my way out of a box. I think she ran away to that misty island. I just hope she's all right. It's worth a power cell if you bring her back to me.
Wait a minute! We are not going back to Misty Island! Are we?
Kind of curious how that squirrel thing that it's speaking of got over there. As he saw what happened to me, there are sharks and they will eat you. But again, okay, here we go. This is all the time I have for this video. I will be recording one and uploading it as soon as I'm done here. So, there will be more. This is Hazard with TrueGamerscore.com. Stay tuned for more. Follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, as well as our site at TrueGamerscore.com.